Hey guys, there is an incredible new film that is out all across the UK this coming Friday. It is called Love Sonia and it is about sex trafficking. Here's the thing, I don't know how much you know about sex trafficking, but I can be completely honest. I thought it was something that happened in certain countries where it was really poor and people were taken advantage of. I always thought it was really bad, but I had no idea. It was young girls that are as young as 12, 13, sometimes younger. Girls are sex trafficked in places like India and Mumbai, and then they're taken to Hong Kong and L.A. where they're sold for sex. It's shocking, and this film shows you everything to the point where you're like, oh my God, this is a lot. But I feel like the director, Tabriz Noorani, did a really good job because he made it so impactful, so shocking that it left me feeling like I want to do something. This has to be stopped. He put together a cast of incredible women, including Frida Pinto. We're going to talk to them in a bit, but before we do, I want you to take a look at Love Sonia.
तेरी बहन है ना तेरे पास? Really brave, courageous girl.
This is a subject matter that we all loosely talk about all the time, human trafficking or sex trafficking or or we use words like prostitute or sex worker without fully understanding that there's a story behind those words. So I think I was enlightened at a very, very young age, and I just knew that I wanted to be part of it. And, we waited 10 years to do it. And actually, the timing was perfect because in those 10 years, I managed to find my voice on a global platform as well.
Because you've done so much stuff with like Girl Rising, and
Exactly.
I kind of rate that your hustle's been really different, where there's got to be like no ego there because you took this break from films and you were like this fashion icon, film icon, and you could have just like rinsed it and you just completely U-turned. And I think you did other stuff, and it showed that this is a person that actually gives a damn about the world and what she wants to do in it.
I'm in this really strange phase right now, which I think a lot of people are.
Yeah.
But I can't abuse on this on your show, but I really couldn't care less about what's going on in the fashion world and what's going, because it's seemingly becoming more and more trivial compared to what's actually going on in the real world.
But it's just a weird conversation. Now you can come in on this. As young women, we all buy into Instagram, we all buy into like everyone's looking at what everyone else is doing. We've got Love Sonia, it's out in the UK this weekend. It's not going to be shown in all the big cinemas, it's going to be shown in independent cinemas, which is a problem. And we are all part of this whole big problem in a sense, because it's supply and demand, isn't it?
That's where you put your muscle behind, when you realize that the fashion world has all the elements to support it already. It's similar with the beauty world and the acting world. Us actors as well, we have all the stories, the team members around us to support us and to boost us. What these girls don't have is the people to tell their stories and carry the stories, and which is why for me it's even more important to put your muscle behind these things. The career is you'll always get what you deserve, so if success is written in your fate, or 10 films a year or 2 films a year, whatever it is, or no films a year, you'll get what you deserve. But what you will not be able to take away is that you did nothing in your lifetime when you could have done so much.
Like, it's a 13-year journey for you. Like, you went from being a filmmaker, part of Slumdog Millionaire, and then becoming this crusader, wanting to rescue these girls. Like, what happened?
If I knew then what I knew now, I don't even know if I would have done what I did, because I was very naive. I just thought I was helping. A lot of the time it was the pretext of scouting a location for the NGOs. But I'm so glad that I went through that experience, because if it wasn't for the various girls and the men that we met, especially the real activists, the real guys, who's portrayed in the film, who go out and they do this on a daily basis. Through all those experiences came this the screenplay. It found me, and I got sucked in. And once you meet one of these girls, the first girl on the first rescue that I was on, she was 12 years old.
Oh wow, heartbreaking.
and she had been there for 4 years.
Oh my God.
So
I would have wanted to just drag her home with
exactly.
me.
So that's how horrifying it is, and which is why there's no way you could have shown her be that age in the film, because it would have been repulsive.
But that's the thing that's interesting, because I watched it and I found myself thinking, okay, this is hard, but if I hadn't seen that like that, I don't think it would have been as impactful, because you would have left our mind to think, oh, maybe it's not as bad as we think. So how tough was it with some of those scenes? Because I remember you being in that container, Richa, with Ronald's character Sonia, and I literally couldn't believe being taken to Hong Kong and L.A. and
they're just pieces of meat for the traffickers. They have to make the money back on their investment, so they're sold and resold over and over again, and everything that happens is real. What you see in the film, no part of that is fake. It's very difficult to digest, but I think it's easier because you know there's Mrunal who's in her 20s.
तेरी बहन को निकाल के लेके गए.
I'm feeling like having Frida's energy, Mrunal, for you must have just been incredible. And then to do something like this, a role like this as well, how do you feel?
I feel wonderful. I mean, I feel really blessed and fortunate that a script like Love Sonia, I mean, the Brace chose me for this role, and so many friends of mine from Bollywood would be like, are you mad? Are you doing this? I mean, the girl in Village, I am growing eyebrows.
By the way, you're not ugly. You don't look like a bull.
She's
so stunning. Like, what?
Well, I had to look a little bit ugly and not so groomed and a villager.
I like that though, because it's natural beauty.
I don't think the word is ugly. I think, I was just going to say,
like dusky,
it was
need
more,
to see women like that sometimes.
it was more not groomed, you know. It was not. It was less Instagram.
Raw. Yeah,
which is
less
a good thing, guys.
Instagrammable, I should say.
But I think that what my friends, who are no more my friends, because the thing is that the fact that, even a raw thing, like when I first saw myself on the screens, I was like, I refused. I was like, is that me? And my features were even more enhanced, even though I was dark, I was, tan 3 shades darker. People say that, when it comes to your debut film, you should always choose a glamorous, a romantic Bollywood, typical song, there's like Dancing in the Snow stuff. But
Dancing in the Snow stuff, love it.
But I think what was challenging for me was to keep it real. My main agenda was that, when people watch me on screen, people should just connect and think of their sisters. If they don't, then my job as an actor is not up to the mark.
I think go see a movie about these amazing women. It's it's a superhero story in a different way. The minute you walk in, hopefully the characters will engage you. You'll get involved. You'll go through a journey. You'll be troubled. You'll come out the other side slightly changed. And I think that a good film should do that. But at the same time, when you walk out of the movie theater, I think that your eyes will be slightly wider open.
Absolutely.
I feel like if you can't go through 90 minutes of this or 2 hours, then you just have to imagine that women actually live like this.
क्या ये तो रंडी है ना हमारी तरह. क्या वो रंडी छिनाल.
Having films like this, I think, is great for India as well, because it shows a different side to the actresses and what you guys are about. But how important is it for that part of the world to also speak up? Because there must be just as much, if not more, stories of like people being taken advantage, people feeling like they have to compromise their integrity to get a job.
Absolutely. And I think, let's take it away from the film industry for a bit, because we do have a bit of a platform to support us. I wouldn't say the platform is necessarily always positive, because when you do speak out, you immediately get, blackballed, and no one wants to ever offer you another job again, and it's all kinds of it's all kinds of risks that one takes. Right. But what happens in let's say, like like a little middle class office girl who's going to work and is getting bullied by her boss? Where does she go? And where does she speak out? And I think that is a reason why I feel it's important for anyone who has a story to find a way, a healthy way, to come out and let it release.
But the fear is you're going to lose your job. No one's going to stand next to you, and that's the problem.
That is the problem, and I feel, you know, there was a big controversy about, do you do it anonymously or do you do it with your name, you know, out there?
Yeah.
And I think whatever you want to do, it's your prerogative, it's your choice. But I do feel it's important for women to speak out.
But I also feel like somewhere down the line, women think that they are not capable of. They think that about the consequences. Like, oh, if I don't do this, someone else will get that. So I feel like it took me 6 years to get a film. That the reason is that I always knew, and I kept telling it to myself, that yes, I am capable, or I can act well, I am talented. It is taking time, it doesn't matter. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it my way. I mean, as an actor, I'm happy to do laundry and utensils, washing utensils at home. I mean, it's okay not to have a job. Rather than, you know, I just need peace of mind and good sleep.
It's good to hear you lot say that, because I think everyone's so driven by ambition, it can turn people into monsters. So it's nice to hear two women that are doing really well to say, actually, sometimes take a step back, and yeah, you might not be living it up, but eventually talent
But
is
it depends
talent.
on what living it up really means. It's
True, happiness, yeah, it's true. It is true.
It's all perspective.
I feel like you were ahead of your time. You took your break just as the rest of the world was feeling all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like you were already like aware, like, guys, are we really happy with what we're doing?
You know, I've come back into the time after taking that break, so now I know for sure that what I was doing was the right thing. I don't need to run this rat race.
And I really look up to her.
I can see why.
I really look
Ladies,
up to her.
genuinely congratulations. It's awesome. You rock the film, and it's so nice to see all this solidarity. I hope it does really well, and I hope everyone does go out and support it. And regardless of how many people watch it, I think you've started a conversation, and I think it's a really important one. So looking forward to seeing what you lot do next.
Thank you.